Let's go to Washington and speak to Ivan Eland, who's a senior fellow and director of the Center on Peace and Liberty at the Independent Institute. Always a pleasure to see you, Ivan. First of all, your personal thoughts on that mugshot.
Well, it's kind of startling. I think the media has overplayed it. It's just what happens with every defendant in the United States that is booked at a police station or sheriff's office. So I think he's being treated like everyone else. Now, that's limited, of course, by the security. And also, it only took him 20 minutes to get booked, whereas many people would take longer. So he does get a little bit of special treatment. But in general, he's going through what most people go through.
But it's very indicative of the divisions in American society. Well, those who at least have an interest in casting their vote, because that lady there said that he's a sociopathic grifter. Other people on the other side are saying that the justice system has been weaponized. Has Trump created divisions that are going to take decades to heal? I mean, in society.
Well, I think it's not only Trump, but it's also the media. People are siloed in media channels. If you're for Trump, you watch different networks than the people who are anti-Trump. But I think the number of anti-Trump people are growing even in the Republican Party. And it really does. The politics really don't matter to the criminal justice system in America, or it's not supposed to. And I think he's got 91 counts, and the evidence is pretty good in all 4 cases. So I think there's probably a good chance he's going to be convicted of something. And that could mean jail time for him.
How is he going to campaign, Ivan, if he's got all these different courts in different parts of the country who are accusing him and charging him, and presumably he'll be required to turn up at some of the trial proceedings?
Well, yes, that's a big question. Of even coordinating the trials is going to be difficult, because he also has civil cases, which are just for money, that are in the courts as well. And really, he started campaigning so early so he could say, well, you're interfering with my campaign. And of course, the United States is the only country that has 1.5 year long, maybe 2-year campaigns for the presidency. Most countries select their leaders in a much shorter time. So a lot of it's kind of artificial. I think the criminal part is not artificial, and he's going to have to make his schedule for that.
Have you heard anything in his campaign as it's beginning to build, relatively low level at the moment? Have you seen anything that he's proposing that's new, or is he just saying, remember me, I'm the guy you used to love a few years ago?
Well, he's never really had many new ideas. And since he left office, he's sort of been a one-trick pony, and that is that the 2020 election was stolen from him, which is absolutely ridiculous. In U.S. elections, there's very little historical fraud. And so that was all a half-baked lie to get his supporters stirred up. And unfortunately, it's really eroded confidence in U.S. institutions. And I think that's the biggest long-term thing going forward.
Ivan, really appreciate it. I don't know what time you usually wake up, but it is still early in Washington. I certainly know that. Really, thanks so much indeed, Ivan Eland.